Hey, what's up everyone? This is Eddie from Average Joe Drinks.
My name is Vince, and we're here to make drinks suitable for the average Joe.
This is going to be another fun episode. We get to do one that's a request and one that's a popular searched drink.
They're always fun. I think we have more fun than the people watching this. Ergo, our low subscription rates, please subscribe on YouTube. We have very good reasons for asking this.
We do. We have great reasons, and you'll find out once we get to 100.
Yes.
Soon.
Soon, yes.
So what are you making, Vince?
I am doing a version of the Blue Hawaii called the Blue Hawaiian. I have a whole history behind my drink. In essence, it's yet another tropical drink that was invented in a bar, this time in Hawaii, and it has been changed over the years. So we'll get a little bit into that history.
Yes.
And you are doing one of the classics.
I am doing, so mine is one of the popular drinks, whereas yours was a request, and mine's going to be an old-fashioned.
Mine is popular.
Yours is popular, but yours was also a request. This was not.
Hi to John and Vicky in Queen Creek.
Yes.
They went to Hawaii. They had Blue Hawaiis at their hotel. Wanted to know how to make them, and that's how this all got started. So,
Outstanding. All right, I'll go first.
will you? Please do.
Because I always do. So mine is, again, old-fashioned. Now, old-fashioned is a drink that was made popular.
Long time ago.
Yeah, made a long time ago, because that's why it's called old-fashioned. But actually, strangely enough, the glass itself, which is an old-fashioned glass, was named after the drink, as opposed to vice versa. So that's where this
We
came
get a
from.
lot of those. The Hurricane, the Julep has its own cup.
And it also has its own strainer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this was in 1881 is when it was first called an old-fashioned in Louisville. Is it Louisville?
Kentucky.
Kentucky. I think it's Louisville. Anyways, that's where it was first named. And it's become much more popular. I have not watched the show, Mad Men.
I've heard a lot about that. I haven't watched it either.
I have not watched it, but the lead character there, I don't even know what his name is, but he actually drinks old-fashioned. So it became popular in, have you heard of Ryan Gosling? The ladies really like him, I guess.
I don't know.
He's
Ladies?
an actor. Ladies in the background? No? Yeah, okay, we got one yes,
We got one
no.
yes and one no.
Unfortunately, mine's a yes. But anyways,
Me and
so
Lisa are such
Ryan
homebodies.
Gosling in Crazy Stupid Love, I guess was the name of the movie. So he drank that, and now apparently the ladies think it's popular. So we're gonna get started. Now we're using kind of an interesting ingredient. We haven't used this. This is a Angostura Bitters, which in the early 1800s was invented originally for medicine by a German doctor in Venezuela.
Did you know cornflakes were invented to be medicinal?
I had no idea.
I'll tell you about that later.
Fair enough.
It's not a drink, so we're going to
We're not going to put cornflakes in our old-fashioned, but we are going to use bitters. So bitters are, most of the bitters you see out there are citrus-based. This is not. And this is the one that's traditionally used in the old-fashioned. So that's what we're going to use. And we're going to take a sugar cube, which is the way they traditionally do it. And we're going to put that in there, and we're going to, we're going to muddle, Vince.
Are we going to muddle?
We're going to muddle. We can do it. We can get through it. I'll do this one.
Okay.
So we're going to put a couple of shots of bitters, about 3 or 4. That was 4.5, so that's perfect. And we're going to muddle the sugar. I have a little bit of ice, or a little bit of water in there, just to kind of help mix it up. And we're just going to kind of get this all mixed up nice. And that's pretty much it. That's all we're going to do with that.
You really didn't muddle that mother, did you?
I did not muddle this mother, but I did muddle it. So, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put, it calls for traditionally a jigger, so an ounce and a half.
Okay.
Bourbon. You can use rye whiskey as a little bit more common, but I happen to have a bourbon, and this is Average Joe Drinks, and sometimes
You make do with what you got.
Use what you have, which is a good bourbon. So an ounce and a half of bourbon per drink. Now there's a buddy of mine, he has a little device that makes ice orbs. And I think that's pretty cool, but I'm going to show you in a video of how to make ice orbs. You can do them with balloons. So you take water balloons, you put water inside there, you freeze it, take them out of the freezer, you kind of rinse off the little bit of the residue if there's some on there, stick it in there, there's an ice orb. Nice and cheap.
Condoms?
You could use condoms. I don't recommend, that's not exactly an orb. If it is, go see a doctor. The traditional garnish that we have with this is an orange peel. Now, when we made our lemon drop martini, I showed you kind of a unique way to make the curls.
We should show that again. We got some really good feedback. People
We will.
liked your idea of the microwave and stuff. If you haven't seen it yet, search our YouTube channel. Look at that.
And actually what I'll do is at the end of this video, we will put a link to that video so you can go check that out.
Perfect.
So, but this one I'm going to put inside of here, so I'm just going to actually take a vegetable peeler and just take the zest off here. Now it's important whenever you get zest, you want this part because it has essential oils and it smells good. You do not want the pith or the white part. So make sure when you do it, make sure you're not getting too much of the white part in there.
Which is interesting because it would be bitter, and you just added bitters.
Yes, but now we're controlling the amount of bitters we have.
Ah, so it's a control issue.
Yes, I do have control issues. It's kind of like when you're making a recipe and use it without sodium or without salt, so you can control a salt level.
Level.
We'll go
Okay.
with level.
That makes sense.
So we're going to put a little orange twist in here, and I'm going to use a fork, and we're going to put one maraschino cherry in there. And what we want to do is we want to take a little spoon here, we're going to stir that up a little bit so we can get some of the bitters in there. And that is all there is to that. This is a traditional old-fashioned, served in these nice old-fashioned glasses, which we've said before, we went to Goodwill, 50 cents a piece, really good quality glasses. So
This is nice.
let's take a look. Cheers.
Cheers.
Old-fashioned. Now, this is a drink that has obviously pretty much just bourbon.
If you like bourbon, you'll like this though. I like the
bitters just kind of take just a little bit of the intensity of the bourbon out of it. And again, as we've talked about garnishes, your nose is the first thing that hits, you get a whiff of it first. So having the citrus in there kind of helps it out too. So there's your
Nice.
old fashioned.
Cheers, man. That's
Cheers.
like a classic cocktail.
It is classic and that's good. And again, I'll show you how to make that ice orb in another video. What do you got, Vince?
Well, I am going with a version of the Blue Hawaii. Like I said, a old acquaintance of ours, John, and his wife Vicky went on vacation. They had these things in Hawaii. They enjoyed them. Wanted to know some details. The Blue Hawaii was actually invented in Hawaii
That's
at a
strange.
hotel. Yeah, I know, weird,
That's
huh?
kind of captivating.
At a hotel called the Hilton Hawaiian Village. Now, as a kid, I remember the Hilton Hawaiian Village was like this big old imposing hotel at the end of Waikiki Beach. Had a rainbow on the side, pool right next to the beach. It was an edifice. It was a landmark. A fellow by the name of Harry Yee, who was a bartender there, who is actually very well known in the world of mixology, came up with this. It's another one of those stories where the liquor distributor was trying to figure out a way to move product. They had just come up with blue curacao.
Oh, yeah.
Said, we want you to come up with something blue. So he sat down and he came up with a couple of different drinks that use blue curacao. Little tidbit. If you ever use triple sec, triple sec is a version of curacao. It's not blue, it's not bitter, but for a very long time it was called triple sec curacao.
Interesting.
It became popular because it's not as bitter. The blue curacao, on the other hand, is used in drinks like this a lot of times just for the coloring.
Gotcha.
As a matter of fact, the Blue Hawaiian, which is the version of the Blue Hawaii I'm going to make, some of the recipes that you find out there have an eighth of a teaspoon of this stuff in there for no other reason than the color. When Lisa and I were testing Blue Hawaiians, we actually had recipes that were nothing more than pina coladas with
Just
this
a
in
little
there.
dash of that.
You could even put blue food coloring, really.
Now, Vince, eighth of a teaspoon is how much?
It's dash.
That's a
That
dash.
is technically, if you look in a bar guide and you see something calling for a dash of something, that's what it is.
Eighth of a teaspoon.
So with all the versions of Blue Hawaiis out there, the name and the blue curacao are the two constants. You can make them with rum, you can make them with vodka, you can make them with lemon juice, pineapple juice, sweet and sour. I am going to make the Blue Hawaiian. The Blue Hawaiian is differentiated from the Blue Hawaii by coconut cream. And that's the only difference between the two. Have I talked enough? Am I boring yet?
Not at all. Well, I think it's interesting. Yeah, you're making a drink. That's good. But I think it's interesting when you really understand the history of a drink and kind of find out where it comes from. It almost gives you a little bit more appreciation for the drink and how it started.
And these drinks also, they are originally served on the rocks. As time goes on, it's become a blended drink. We're going to make a blended drink for no other reason than one of our executive producers has a week's worth of research into this drink, and she's decided that this is the version she likes best. Not to mention the fact that if you go to Hawaii right now and lay on the beach and order one, I think what you get is a blended version of it.
And if you haven't found out that yet, the executive producers are the bosses, so if they make the call, we go with it.
I am making a blended version. There's a cup of ice per cocktail in this blender. It's a beautiful blender. It's solid. I am using white rum.
Now, Vince, I think that's interesting to state the fact that you actually measure the ice. And when you're making a blended drink and you've got 2 glasses, it's really good to portion out so you know how much to make. You don't want to ever cut it short.
It's funny too, because if you look through my father's recipes, when we were testing this, we were doing it, we were coming up with like little teeny tiny cocktails, which could be really embarrassing if you're, for example, shooting a YouTube video and you want to make 2 and you wind up with a thimbleful.
Well, as they say, size does matter, so.
Size is important. A tablespoon of rum per drink. We're going to go with a tablespoon of blue curacao per drink. When you're using this much of it, you're actually going to get the bitter taste. It's a citrus base. You could try to replace it with triple sec if you're an average Joe and don't want to buy this. As a matter of fact, blue curacao is not as easy to come by as I thought it would be. This is another thing that we had to go to a liquor store for.
The liquor stores are fun. You find some pretty interesting things that you never expect to find, like blackberry liqueur and kind of odd things like that. So you definitely want to go take a look. And
it's fun to walk around. I mean,
get a Red Bull, walk around the liquor store. Have a good time.
There you go. We're going to put 2 tablespoons of cream. Yes, drinks that you don't chew, episode 3.
Chewing your drinks is bad.
We are doing 4 tablespoons of coconut cream per.
Yeah, that blue is definitely a nice flavor. I mean, not flavor, nice color. I like the color.
And again, like I said, the coconut cream is what makes a Blue Hawaiian versus a Blue Hawaii. So I am going to go for, I need a full cup, now that I'm thinking about it, of pineapple juice, because we're making 2. I always make 2.
Always make 2 drinks. You make people happy when you make them drinks. Unless you make sucky drinks, and as long as you watch this show, you won't.
Theoretically.
Yeah.
Although we will have a version of drinks that you can chew.
He'll be doing the show by himself. I love the smell of pineapples, I don't know why.
I love the smell of pineapples in the morning.
Pineapples in the morning.
It smells like victory.
I like coffee better, but pineapples are good. It smells like victory.
Apocalypse Now. Robert Duvall.
Sorry.
Average Joe needs to have some drinks while he's watching some classic movies.
I do. Now I watch things like Storks and Minions, which, Minions is good for me too, but definitely the kids. Watch lots of kids movies.
While we're joking around though, 2 tablespoons of cream. Let me recap the recipe real quick, because that might be a way to go. Tablespoon of rum, tablespoon of blue curacao, half a cup of pineapple juice, 2 tablespoons of cream, and 4 tablespoons of the coconut cream. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend it. So we're going to start now. Interestingly enough too, if you add a lot of pineapple juice or something like that, you can come up with a drink that's more green than blue. If you like the flavor of the curacao, you can add more blue. Of course, that's a personal preference kind of deal. Traditionally served in a goblet, sometimes in a hurricane glass if you get a really big one.
It's like the color of like a pistachio ice cream.
Yeah, it's not really blue, is it? At least not in this version.
It's still bluish.
And of course the garnishes. One of the things that makes a Blue Hawaiian, traditionally a Blue Hawaiian, is a little paper parasol. So you have to have one of those guys in there. For garnishes, again, your sense of smell, pineapple and maraschino cherry. We have gone over the edge and use knitting needles to hold these things out of the drink.
That's very creative. I like it.
And of course, we're going to go with straws. We're going to put a green straw with the yellow parasol and a yellow straw with the green parasol because that's just the way we roll.
The OCD in me is struggling with that, but that's okay.
You want to switch them?
No, I'm good. All right. That is quite
So there you
the
go.
drink.
With all the gewgaws attached.
Cheers.
Cheers. For John and Vicky.
John and Vicky, thank you for the request.
What do you think?
Oh, yeah. I can picture this by a beach somewhere, sitting there just relaxing.
It's the coconut cream, the pineapple. And you got to be careful. There's a lot of different drinks out there that call themselves a Blue Hawaiian. One of the recipes we bumped into was really nothing more than a pina colada with a little bit of curacao in it to make it blue. Doesn't really have the right flavor.
Right.
A traditional Blue Hawaii is actually kind of edgy. We rejected the 1950s recipe because it was made with lime and lemon juice and was actually on the edge of being unpleasant. So
That doesn't sound good. There you have it.
there you have it. If you have any questions, comments, complaints, requests, thoughts, you want to school us a little bit, please do. We're on YouTube.
We are.
We're on Facebook
We are.
at Average Joe Drinks. We have a website, which Kim is putting together as we speak. She's behind the camera working furiously. She's actually sweating a little bit.
I think it's because you drank all those drinks. Yeah, enjoy your drinks. Thank you for watching. Make sure you do drink responsibly.
Please drink responsibly.
Because that is very important.
We don't want to get sued by anybody who had a Blue Hawaiian and then decided to go driving to
A
Hawaii.
lawnmower to Hawaii.
One more.
Take you a while to get there. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.